Phil, 4-3 in the last 16 of the World Championships. After that, there was a social media explosion. Phil Taylor, should he pack in? Is it the end of the road? Well, Phil, needless to say, said, no way. Let me sort out one or two personal problems. Let me concentrate on my fitness, and the best could still be to come. Jelle Klaasen, there he is. Got himself into the top 16 at last. Quoted at 28-1 to win this. World ranked number 13. Phil Taylor, 8-1, now world ranked number 4. And fair to say, he looks as though he shed a few pounds, Chris.
Yeah, he probably dropped his wallet. There's a few pounds in that one. He's won a few quid. But yeah, I mean, everyone's sort of jumping on it, but last year he still won in Japan against the same players, and he won in Perth. He had a 9-darter. He only just got edged out in the slam 16-13 against Michael. He had 11 180s in that and averaged 102. Well, if that's finished, I wouldn't mind being that washed up.
And against Jelle Klaasen, let's not forget, in that match in the World Championships, he did have double tops to win the thing, 4-3.
Yep. Let's have a look at these new darts.
Well, he's a great tinkerer, isn't he? New shape, new man, same old scoring, 180.
Yeah, they're not bad, are they? If everybody in the practice room is now just pressing the panic button.
Lady Lewis wasn't really at the races, was he, in that last match? So that's one of the big names who's gone out. And Phil Taylor will be hell-bent here to prove that he's got the game at the moment to make sure that he advances into the quarter-final, where one Peter Wright would be awaiting. That's a mouth-watering sort of match.
Doesn't get any easier, does it, when you've got the top 16 about?
Well, the crowd's woken up. The old anthem of "There's only one Phil Taylor."
We've heard that a few times.
Yeah, 16 world titles, 15 world match plays, 11 world Grand Prix, Premier League just 6 times, 6 Grand Slams. It's not bad, is it?
No. I mean, he went deep in the match play last year as well. And he averaged 103.69 and got beat 17-14. So he's not really playing badly.
Well, he's set that up beautifully. On tops after 12 darts. And in a great position now to take the opening leg against the throw.
It's a good start. 12 thrown. A possible 14 dart leg now.
Well, happy days. And he'll settle the great man into the game. And Jelle Klaasen, the new dad, has things to ponder. Verena, Jelle's little baby daughter, born on January the 14th. Incidentally, for those who are interested in such statistical niceties, overall in career, Taylor leads Klaasen 11-3. TV events, he leads 4-2.
It's not a bad record against Phil on TV.
Klaasen was brilliant in that World Championship match. And a lot of people felt, talking a lot about Taylor here, but a lot of people have felt for a good number of years that Klaasen has kind of, with his game, underachieved.
Well, it's got a strange record, really. When he joined the PDC after winning the World Championships in 06, joined the PDC, went to Killarney, won a Pro Tour, didn't win another Pro Tour or PDC ranking event of any description for 8 years. You know, and for someone of that much ability, that, well, I know it's tough, but you know, the guys, you know, if you're in the top sort of 20, 24, you should be winning tournaments.
Maybe he's an example of one of those for whom it was just maybe a wee bit too easy. Is that too shallow an observation?
Well, he won Lakeside on his debut.
Yeah, he was a qualifier, wasn't he?
Yeah, and then he, you know, you probably thought, well, this is easy. Joins the PDC, wins one. But to take your eye off the ball for 8 years is quite unusual.
Well, here goes Phil for 2-0, 46 required. He's gone 14s for double 16. That's got to be a good marker. And there it is. 2-0 Taylor.
For a leg yellow to Klaasen. 96.
Not a bad start. 14 and 15 darts.
And another win against Phil Taylor last year in a UK Open qualifier, did Jelle Klaasen. So he's
137.
had a bit of success against Taylor in recent encounters. Taylor, who lost to Terry Jenkins last year in this World Masters. Good atmosphere out there tonight, Chris.
Yeah, it certainly is. Yeah, it was probably one of Phil's poorest games of the year. He averaged in the low 90s against Terry and lost 10-7.
99.
Well, Klaasen trying to set up a finish there. Hence the 19 with his first dart. Taylor, meanwhile, will do nicely.
He's very steady.
Well, Klaasen's throws under pressure again here. 164, he can do it. He can still do it. Treble 18.
Surprised if he goes for it.
Now then.
Oh, he's going for it. Incredible.
Oh, by a whisker. Nothing about percentages there, eh?
No.
They always said that the Taylor of old will expand this in a moment. Maybe after he checks this out. Double 8. Fours. Big dart. And he's missed it.
It's by a whisker. Well, it should go for a treble 20. Don't like that at all. 20-20 ball. Treble 20, double 15.
Well, whatever. He's not achieved. Double 4 then for Taylor. And it's there now for 3-0. Yeah, what I was going to say, Chris, was that over the years, people who've had success against Taylor, when he was absolutely in his pomp, he used to almost make it a personal mission to absolutely annihilate them for the foreseeable future.
Yeah, absolutely. He'd love nothing more. If he could beat you 10-0, he would. You know, he wouldn't take his foot off the grass. There was never any sympathy for you. Yeah, he liked to bury you and keep you buried.
Can he get back to the very pinnacle of the sport? I wonder. Only time will tell. None of us can ever be the man we once were, but Phil Taylor's cheated time more effectively than most.
Certainly has. Yeah, Klaasen, I was saying about that run in the Worlds. It was really impressive. He had a tough opener against Cullen, which he won 3-0 with 102 average. Then he beat Merv King 4-2. Then he beat Phil Taylor with 102.5 and 15 180s. That was some performance. And then he did Norris, who was absolutely flying. He did him with 100 average.
And then ran into Gary Anderson, who was playing perhaps the best darts that we've seen in a major championship for, well, forever almost. He was brilliant, wasn't he?
Yeah,
with the 9-darter.
Yeah, 6-0. He averaged 107, Gary, in that match.
He was averaging about 115 at one point, wasn't
Yeah,
he?
it was. Well, that first set was...
Was it 125 or something ludicrous?
I think Alan worked it out that Klaasen would have needed a 6 and a 9 to win that set.
Well, for 4-0 then. 71, very makeable. Looking at 13s, we suspect. There it is. 18 would leave tops. Now for 4-0. Oh, by a whisker.
When he is missing, he certainly is. When there is an error, but he was missing things by quite some margins. But
Jelle hasn't thrown a double yet.
No, not had a dart one.
Not scoring well enough. Double 10 then for Taylor for 4-0. And there we go. The steamrolling continues.
A must-win leg for Klaasen. Although it's been steady by Phil, it's not really spectacular.
19.
14, 15, 16 and 17 darts for those 4 legs. Well, Yellow should be having darts at doubles, but with an 85 average.
140.
More of the religious fraternity and sisterhood.
82.
4-0. Phil Taylor, when this championship began, was quoted by the bookies at 8-1. A year or two ago, that would have been unthinkable, wouldn't it?
1 to 8.
60.
Yeah, I should have said 8-1 against, of course. The joint third
60.
favourite
Yeah, it's not very often you see that.
behind Michael van Gerwen and Gary Anderson. I thought of the rest this afternoon. Peter Wright looked in good nick, and Peter going to be facing the winner of this match in tomorrow's quarter-final.
Yeah, that won't worry Peter. He's very much one of these players that does play the board.
Well, he averaged ton plus, didn't he? And I saw him afterwards and I said, sort of well played, and he said, well, not really. He said there's a lot more to come.
It's always a good sign.
161's possible, treble 17, he needed that for the bullseye.
Again, the Klaasen's throw under
97.
real big pressure.
Yellow, you require
Almost Phil, this has to go in.
Otherwise, 5-0 at the interval.
90.
Well, that's a decent setup, but you'd fancy Taylor here.
Yeah, treble 16 will be his first target for double 8. Seems meticulous approach to the board. 16 for tops. For a 15 darter and 5-0.
And there it is, 5 doubles out of 12. Phil Taylor not averaging 100, but he's playing very solidly. And more importantly, Jelle Klaasen has just not turned up as yet. We've seen terrific comebacks already today. Klaasen, though, has got it to do. He trails 5-0. There isn't a spare seat in the house here in Milton Keynes, and the crowd loving the performance so far of Phil Taylor, who is 5 legs to 0 up against Jelle Klaasen. First to 10, remember, taking this match, and a place in the quarterfinals against Peter Wright. Jelle Klaasen, though, hasn't really thrown very well at all, it has to be said. Hasn't yet thrown a single shot for a double, indicative of the fact that he's being massively outscored by Taylor, who has the darts here. Can he continue to build?
And that 86, as you said, no darts at doubles is a scoring average. And that's just, you know, sometimes acceptable if it's in a you know, an edgy match where you miss loads of doubles that can really bring your average down, but this is better.
Well, that's more like the Klaasen we know.
Second 180 of the match for Klaasen.
Saw an amazing comeback earlier on from Dave Chisnell against Robert Thornton in one of the afternoon's matches. Thornton was 8 legs to 0 up, 9-6 up, before being beaten 10-9. So turnarounds can and do happen.
96.
Certainly can. Darts, predictably unpredictable.
Oh, solid again from Taylor.
Averaging 97.29.
The Uppingham contingent, that was. These public school boys get everywhere.
It's 85. He's going to be under some pressure. Treble 19 leaves tops.
139.
Missed by a deal, did he? Right on the wire. 16 would leave the bullseye. No, no, no. That's the first attempt he's had on a checkout.
Yep. And it's at the ball.
78 for 6-0.
Treble 18 for double 12. 20 for tops and 6-0.
Game shown
That
as
was
6
thrown with confidence, the confidence of the Taylor of old.
Thrown by a guy that's 5-0 up and under no pressure.
100.
It's a good run of legs, 14, 15, 16, 17, and off the break, another 15.
Averaging 98. Not spectacular, but
Tidy.
very solid, very
Yeah.
solid.
Yep, tidy.
If he can hold it together, he will be delighted.
60.
Next matchup, Gary Anderson against Vincent van der Voort. Being told that Vincent, the big Dutchman, has won the bull-up.
Be quick, whatever happens.
He doesn't hang about, does he?
60.
And Gary's no slouch either.
Yeah, that's to get on with it.
And here's another player who likes to play at a good lick, Jelle Klaasen.
Well, the pace of Klaasen suited Anderson perfectly, as we've seen in that
57.
match they had in the Worlds.
Absolutely. Sometimes it's when you get the super slow player who just upsets the rhythm a touch.
I thought Lewis and Hybrids were well matched for each other in regards of tempo.
Well, Kim through very well.
140.
Well, Klaasen could do with taking this one out. That's a good start. Goes treble 17 again.
112.
He goes his own way, doesn't he?
Total require 144.
He's left himself 20. Oh, this would hurt. Treble 16.
Great dart.
128.
Great dart that, Chris. So, double 10 for
Last
Klaasen.
score was 122, sorry.
Get his first
Yeah,
leg
you require 20.
on the board. 2 10s.
Good
Game
dart.
shown as 7.
Well, he's in it.
Jelle Klaasen. 8 legs through the full first. Game
Turns and waves to the crowd. A little clench of the fist. And at last he's on the scoreboard.
Phil was happy about that.
120.
It's about as close to 180 as you can get
See
without getting it.
the grip he has on the darts, it's called a pixel grip. And it's a
57.
fairly newish
Well, perhaps,
technique of putting grip on the barrels.
perhaps try and get a closer look at that. There you go. That's the way in which he's holding the dart.
96.
He has a very gentle grip. It's just literally forefinger and thumb, and he does need a fairly grippy barrel.
100.
And what do you reckon to this new redesigned dart shape that he's using?
Yeah, it's very similar to what he's used previously when he was with other manufacturers. So it's yeah, I think it's more hit for him. It's a grip issue and a weight balance in the dart, and that's obviously affected by a longer barrel and a short barrel. These ones are quite bulbous in the middle.
142 then for 7-1. Can't be done now.
Incredible to think when you look back at his career, he actually started off with an Eric Bristow dart.
90.
Which was to
Well, it was just
educate the uninitiated.
it was just one of them things. I think he was sponsored by Eric, and practiced with Eric, and just used Eric's darts.
52.
52. Double 16. For 7-1. Double 8 just above it.
Game
dart.
shown, 8 legs.
Finishing solid, 7 out of 15, 47%.
Yeah, most players will stick with the whatever sort of shape of barrel they start with. They tend to, you know, they may modify the grip or a little bit of balance of the dart, but to go from a completely straight barrel dart to a dart of this shape.
There's a 180. Great start to this leg. Has he always been a tinkerer, Chris, or is this a more recent thing as he's searched for his best?
Yeah, well, I think when he got involved with a manufacturer who could, I think when he was with Unicorn, they gave him the option of really playing a big role in how they developed the darts for him and what he wanted. But once he had that set up, he he stuck with that for quite some time. And just some modifications with grip and maybe some flight shape changes. But players are always looking for that perfect setup.
Klaasen doesn't get on to a finish. Taylor will be first down. Good cover shot.
MVG is using the same setups he's used since he started playing.
He's not throwing too badly, is he? Taylor on 87 for 8-1.
Better leg from Taylor, only 9 darts thrown.
171.
Great setup by Klaasen. 20 would leave bullseye. So Bull for 8-1. Oh, great darts. Great darts. And Klaasen knows that Taylor is not in the mood to crack.
I actually fancied Klaasen to give Phil a game. The way he's been throwing and the way he started this match with just averaging sort of mid-80s was quite a shock, where he's now lifted his average to 95, which is where I expected him to be.
But he's still only had a couple of doubles, hasn't he?
Yeah.
123.
It's Paige Richardson, the sister of recently crowned world youth champion Josh Richardson.
Good knowledge.
Son of PDC player James Richardson.
Well, Klaasen's hitting big numbers now.
Yeah, this is much more impressive.
But is it a little too late?
Well, we have seen one comeback today, but this would be almost like Lazarus.
Well, Robert Thornton won't like to be reminded of that 8-0 lead he had.
Thanks for that, John. Hope he's not watching at home.
He looked pretty disconsolate and angry when he left the stage, didn't he?
Yeah.
And you can kind of empathise.
Oh, absolutely.
Treble 16 for double 8. Got another effort. No check out for Klaasen.
But that would have been back-to-back 12-dart legs if that would have gone in.
The England cricket captain.
I don't understand Klaasen's route there. On 60, going for a treble 16.
Oh. Score. Yellow, you require 44.
Strange leg.
And Klaasen takes another leg. He's pulled one back, so at the break, Taylor continues to dominate, but Klaasen's at least in it. It's 8-2 to the former world number 1. Right was 14-1 for this tournament, and one or two people suggested to me that he was the real value for money bet to be had.
He's got to win one sooner or later.
Taylor, meanwhile, 8-2 up here.
Averaging more or less exactly 100.
Which is pretty much where Peter Wright was.
Yep.
43.
I don't think Peter Wright will start as slowly as Klaasen did today.
It's a trendy haircut for a young lad. Bit young for a pint. There's a few of those being sunk out there. Good grouping.
134.
Klaasen is into this match and is throwing as we know he can now in those early legs. He just looked a little bit lost, didn't he? Searching for his best form, which was he just couldn't touch it.
Yeah, he was just trying too hard. This is on.
Well, a good leave on 60. Taylor 2-1-8.
Another good leg. Won the last one in 14, did Klaasen. A chance to another 14 in this one.
98.
Needs to take this out. Tops now.
Awkward.
Good dart. Went high to avoid the horrible possibility of busting it.
Yeah.
Kind of slightly overcooked it, didn't
Yeah.
he? Would have snuck in the double. It wasn't too far away. 8-3 then, Taylor. 2 more required to get through to the quarterfinals.
96.
Well, only 3 of the 11 legs played has gone over 15 darts, so it's a tidy match. I'm not sure.
Well, the Taylor throws under a wee bit of pressure here. If Klaasen can hit a 140 or thereabouts, it's a good cover shot, needs another, and he's... Oh, I thought he got it. Just deflected out off the barrel.
Surprised he didn't start off on the 19s on 306. Well, you'll move now. Leaves 167. 5 19s with a left 170.
167, makeable. Taylor needs some trebles. Any treble.
59. Yellow, you require 167.
Great chance for Klaasen. Bullseye for 167.
142.
Been on both sides of that bullseye now.
Require 147.
Well, Ronnie O'Sullivan's good at this one.
Phil Taylor's got a chance. Not now. I need a treble 17 for double 18, but that's a good lead.
131. Yellow, you require 25.
Well, that's his own particular way of going for it. 13 double 6. 8-4.
Game on.
Klaasen's last 3 legs have all been completed in 14 darts.
90.
Got to get across the line. Klaasen still clings to his hopes. Good dart. What stage would Taylor begin to maybe feel the pressure?
8-6.
Is it there? Not there quite yet.
No, not yet. 8-6ish, and then he'll start to feel it.
96.
He knows how much of a potential banana skin this one was for him. You could see his reaction when he went 5-0 up. Big fist pump.
37.
He knows the dangers in playing Klaasen, as we've seen in the World Championships when he
59.
edged him out full 3.
Oh, lovely setup.
37. Yellow, you require 156.
Apparently Alistair Cook's in with a load of his Essex teammates.
100. Phil, you
Team
require
bonding day
28.
out.
Can't beat it. Night at the darts.
Double 7.
Ooh.
No score.
Chose to bust it.
Yellow, you require 56.
Double 18.
Game shot of 13th leg. Yellow Klaasen, 14th leg, filled at full first. Game on.
So 8-5 now. Taylor, we wondered whether he'd start to feel the pressure. If he doesn't hold his throw here, then he'll begin to wonder.
95.
361 for Phil. 406 for Yella.
96.
That leaves Taylor on 265. Oh, beautiful. Just working out where to go, and he decides to come down, looking for the cover shots. Left himself on 126.
Great stop the rot leg from Taylor.
Will you require 120?
Klaasen
19s, is it?
had won the last 4 legs.
Treble 19 he needs here. That would have left a bullseye.
98.
Double 14 after 12 darts thrown.
Taylor to stop a little bit of a rot here, double 14. There it is. And now he needs just one more. And that'll just settle whatever nerves might have been beginning to develop.
He'll be pleased with this. 101 and change on the average. Couple of 180s, 12 140s. 41% on his finishing stats. It's a fairly good game for Phil, this.
Yeah, if he maintains this, it's right up there. As I said earlier, Peter Wright had a 100+ average earlier on. Phil Taylor going along very nicely. Now 55 years old, Phil is. Been just the name of darts for so long. Klaasen trying to hang on in there, and he's not throwing badly. But when you lose the first 6 legs, he's come back well thereafter.
Yeah, he's thrown fabulously from probably the 6th.
It was after the first break, wasn't it, really? He came back and looked like
180
a
in
different
that
guy.
6th leg, and then won the 7th.
Taylor can win it here, 121. Great first dart. Bullseye now for the match.
78.
Live closer.
You require photo.
Double 10 for Klaasen. Good dart. 9-6, he's still in there.
Klaasen, 16th leg, filled at 41st. Game on.
But Taylor now with the darts. Solid ton to open it up.
Klaasen would have got out the gate a bit quicker. This would have been quite some match.
Well, that's quite some start to this leg. There is a, without wishing to put too much of a jinx on anything, there is a £5,000 bonus for a 9-dart checkout. Great response from Taylor, 177. The jinx was duly applied. We've been commentating together since 2007, Chris, and we're yet to do one.
I know, don't remind me. It's now a...
It's kind of taken, isn't it, now? 6 darts from here, 90 for the match. Great dart, tops. By the width of the wire, and this time it's in. And Phil Taylor, with an average of over 103, produces the best darts that we've seen so far this weekend. Jelle Klaasen, a dreadful start, 6-0 down, then he started to throw, but Taylor was too far clear by then, and he has made a bit of a statement there, winning by 10 legs to 6.